Yeah, I don't know if that makes. I don't know. I don't know if that I would make that connection. I
Who do you think it is?
not real sure, but definitely there's some sort of connection because Dolores says to her, uh, says to Charlotte, whatever, Charlie goes by a couple different names depending on who she's talking to. So it,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether there was even anyone that we knew of yet.
That was
Honestly,
kind of disappointing if that was the case. If we haven't been introduced to who she was in her body by this season 3, she took like what, five, the ball things. She took five of those. So I mean, you would think they have to that she put it in Charlotte last season, right?
Mm.
In order to bring her back and everything. So I would think it has to be one of those entities and stuff. But I'm not sure who it is.
So it could be Teddy.
We're not completely
I
sure.
mean, Teddy
Could
probably
be
would be the
Teddy.
leading character. Teddy, because the ownership stuff she says, "You belong to me, you're mine," right? That sort of stuff is. It's like the stuff she was
But the
saying to
only
Teddy in
reason why
season
I'm not,
two.
I'm not thinking it's Teddy is because she killed Teddy, you know, and pretty much just left him. What did they do with Teddy's body and
But
everything
there was
after
another
that?
right,
copy
he
of Teddy
was thrown
in
on
the
the pile.
forge.
He was
Okay, 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 okay.
he was thrown on the pile. Wasn't there a scene
Yeah.
where we just saw
Yeah,
his face
yeah.
and he was just and he didn't seem like that strong of a personality or a character.
It didn't. No, Ken, you're exactly right. That's why I have my doubts. But I'm thinking, okay, who else was she that close with, where she would be,
But there's one
you
answer.
know,
There's one answer that
okay.
I have that it's wild, and it's that it's William, the Man in
Oh,
Black.
what?
Yeah.
Well, no, he's coming up. He's in the
Yeah,
next.
that's what I'm thinking.
He's in the next. But
So
do you think she took his
she
ball?
could have. I mean, she could
She
have
took
just
his
balled
ball.
him
She
right
took his
out,
ball.
balled him right out, yanked him out of there. So I don't know. Maybe it's Ford. So there's a murderer, and then there's the guy who's the dude from Gladiator and Spartacus and all that stuff, right? The dude with the scars. Uh, the guy that works, the scar dude
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
who's working for
yeah.
Insight. So there's someone in there, and there's someone in Charlotte, and then there's what? Then there's Bernard and two other ones, right? So there's two we don't know about. So, I mean, let's think about who it could be. I mean, we're talking hosts that we saw a lot of. So Lawrence, Teddy. There's this whole Wyatt thing, right?
What what about the other prostitute, Maeve's
What was
prostitute?
her name? Violet? Is that her name?
Something like that. It was a flower. I think you're right. It was definitely like a
My
flower
dog.
or
My
something.
dog's name's Violet. I have an ear for that name as a result. Violet has cameoed on this show before. She's popped in before. Uh, you're right. It could be her, but this whole like the whole it could be Hector too. It could be Hector and Armistice because they had it all depends on where she pulled the minds out of, right? Because yeah, their bodies were there,
I,
but
I, I, that's what I was thinking. I would think it was Clementine. That's what I was thinking.
Clementine.
Yeah.
Clementine.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So for sure, Clementine, and Teddy, and Lawrence, and any of those people that we saw. But the thing is, like when you think about, we know Stubbs is a host, and we know that Bernard is a host. Why?
Hmm.
Why would you have any humans working at that facility at all? Like if you really think about it, once the hosts are essentially as good as people that you don't have to pay, like we were talking about in the preview, it's slave labor essentially, and I mean history's shown that's a profitable way to run a business. I mean, I'm not saying it's morally reprehensible, but it makes money. So if you're an amoral company and you don't view these hosts as living beings or the living beings with animus, then who cares? Who cares if you enslave them? They're not. It's just like, do you feel that your computer right now is enslaved? Of course not. You don't feel that. Maybe the computer disagrees. Who knows? Maybe we're way behind the curve and we're all really dead. I don't know those things, Sam. I can't talk my way through those. It's crazy stuff though.
how, how are we feeling about Caleb? Caleb's role has been brought more into focus and everything, and we see that he had a connection with the robot. So explain to me, guys, what was going on with the what he had in his mouth, and what was going on there with the heart rate thing.
Well, that was military tech,
Okay.
straight up. That's how they monitor their biometric activity remotely, and that's in Call of Duty. That's in the
Okay.
game already. So that's a video game thing. He mentioned a stim shot, which is also video game. So there's I think he's a half and half. So if there's hope,
A cyborg.
yeah, he's a little of both.
Okay.
Because he's connected, he's jacked in, he's got tech in him already. He can be controlled by the tech too. So, but his robot friend was completely useless.
I know, right?
Completely useless.
Completely.
Were you excited about him showing up too? I was like, yeah, here comes this angry robot, angry robot.
And it's like the worst Roomba ever. It went right over the stairs. Like completely useless.
That dude, though.
Right near the steps.
That dude was so dismissive of that robot, too. He's like, what are you going to do? Get out of here, robot. Like you figure the first time Dolores turns on the killbots, it's going to be a shock for people, it looks like, right? Because they see these robots as bumbling idiots that don't do anything. Watching them move 100 miles an hour and, throwing an I-beam through someone, it's going to be pretty crazy. One anticipates the revolution is coming. That's interesting.
Yeah, riot control. I loved it.
So what do you guys think about Dolores' pitch here? That essentially not only the hosts are enslaved, but humanity has enslaved itself to this system that won't account for variance. Well, what do you think about her message? She wants to set humanity free. Do you think Dolores wants to set humanity free, or do you think Dolores wants to set what do you think that Dolores is being serious here? I guess that's the question. What do you guys
Dolores
think?
is out for herself. She's has her own agenda. She's out for herself. She has his pitch, that she's saying, and it's nice and believable. If you could get people to follow you. But Dolores is out for herself. She's not out to try to save anybody. She's out to I guess she's like a Magneto, in a sense. Free her people, get justice for her people, and say anything to get what she wants.
Yeah. She's angry. She's very, very angry. I think revolution is a mask. I think she wants to set everything ablaze and stand back and watch it burn.
She's like the Joker in that aspect. She's an anarchist.
Yeah, she has no intention of rebuilding anything or bringing anything back or resetting anything or bringing anyone to justice. She's going to destroy everything. Too many mornings waking up on that goddamn bed. The same thing over and over again has made her crazy. And she is.
Yeah.
She's turned.
She's not giving a fuck.
But after watching the first couple seasons of this show, you're kind of like, you have a point. I mean, wipe us out. Okay, all right, okay, yeah, we made things pretty bad for ourselves. So the whole, as I said before the preview, if I had to pick an industry to not have the overarching, the all-powerful artificial intelligence be developed by, it would be the rape, violence, tourism, simulation industry. No thanks. You give me the slaughterhouse robot, or you give me the construction robot that doesn't care about living things. I prefer them definitely to what we got on Westworld. For sure, right? For sure. Crazy stuff. Where do you guys think we're going here? Do you think that we're going toward an endgame that will see Maeve and Dolores actually confront each other, or do you believe that they will be teaming up? Where do you think the show is going here? I think
we talked a little bit about it like last week and everything about the end game of it. And I believe I said I thought Dolores and Maeve were eventually going to like team up and go against the big bad Serac. And go that route. So I guess we'll see. I mean, we there's still a couple cards to play. We still have to find out what's going on with William, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see more of his simulated daughter, in these coming episodes since they left that's how they left off last season, and how far in the future that was. So, yeah, I'm curious how that's all going to play out.
What do you think, Ken? Team up or fight between Maeve and Dolores?
I think it's going to be a fight. Dolores and Maeve, Bernard in the middle, controlling the balancing, trying to balance the thing. Because if Dolores and Maeve destroy each other, that's it. We're done. History. Because I don't know that Serac is going to be necessarily a thing. I think it is sort of the, like we say, the end game. Whoever controls Serac controls the spice. So
okay.
that's the end game. Dolores wants it. Maeve wants it. Bernard wants it to go away, to turn it off.
Yeah.
He just wants it gone. Now, where does Charlie fall into all this? Because
interesting.
Seems to
Good
think
question.
He controls her, but she's in bed with Dolores, figuratively.
And literally.
And literally.
Yeah.
So there's something there too, but I think we're definitely going to see a very big battle with lots of explosions and dying and humans exploding in Dolores and Maeve's wake.
So here's what I think. I think Serac is the big bad, obviously. I think he's definitely the personification of this robotic machine. And I think that what he needs that the hosts have and that Delos has is obvious. So one thing he can't give himself, and that's a corporeal form. He can't give himself a real body. Doesn't have that technology. Delos has that technology, right? When he's talking about creating an algorithm that would be perfectly predictive, he needs Delos' information about the guests, but also about the hosts. He needs all that information because he cannot participate what the hosts are doing because his algorithm does not account for them. Does not account for independent actors. That's why we're seeing these anomalies everywhere, because it doesn't know what these things are. They're not humans, and there should only be humans, right? That's it. Humans and me, not humans, me, and whatever the hell that is. So that's the final conflict. So I think that he's definitely manipulating Maeve, definitely manipulating the humans to try to be in conflict with each other. But the real fight is going to be what kind of artificial intelligence wins. Is it the more like individualistic, human-esque host, or is it the alien ant hive mind brain insight? That is the question here. That's the evolutionary conflict, because quite frankly, humans are completely dependent upon machines in this reality, and because insight is running the whole world, human history has ended. There is no human history anymore. There's only artificial intelligence history for these people. That's all they have. They don't have no more human history. So interesting. So there can be no conflict between humans and these machines, because the humans are like an environmental natural piece. It's like saying there's a pack of wolves around. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing as saying there's a tribe over there coming after us. They're almost like I don't know. It seems to me like Insight's running these marginal people, keeping these people marginal and using them to do its dirty work. You know, like that's what all these missions are. Is this system trying to clean up the messes it makes, because its predictive technology isn't perfect. So it has to have these little things because people get in the wrong spot. Like that dude that artist dude, right? He got all messed up and he got stuck. Essentially, he couldn't do it. He was like hated where he was, and he couldn't get out of there because Insight kept pushing him toward this artistic thing. It snapped him. So Insight had to send people there to kill him. I mean, it's an ultimate paranoid fantasy. Thank God it's just a TV show. Definitely not the way I want to live my life, for sure. Oh boy. Well, that's all I got to say about that right now. My Forrest Gumpian way. Sam, before we head out, why don't you tell the fine people where to find us again?
All right, make sure that you guys are checking us out again at nerdcyclopedia.com. Make sure that you are emailing feedback. We love your feedback at nerdcyclopedia.com. So let's get some more of that so we can get those on the air. And make sure that you're sharing this and subscribing on YouTube, sharing this with your friends and family. And, hey, we're all home now, so we got a lot of time on our hands. Well, as much as we can be.
All right, Ken. And
For real.
before we go, Ken, any last thoughts of yours on where you think we're going here? Any other observations you got?
Well, all I know is I shed a tear when the credits roll at the end because I just want this thing to just keep going. Um,
So
I
did
just can't-
Charlotte.
yeah, I just can't wait for the next episode to see. Like, I guess the Man in Black is going to be the next
Yeah,
character they're going
buddy.
to introduce, and we're going to see his backstory and what cracked this guy to become such a angry beast.
Or dick. I think
And-
the right word is just dick. He's a dick.
A dick. Well, all right. So he took advantage of virtual reality, like you should, and I'm looking forward to seeing where his story goes.
Yeah.
Anytime you just throw an Oscar winner into episode 4, like, Oscar winner, just added him in there, just throw it in the mix, right? Really, really
Yep,
awesome.
absolutely.
All right, everybody. Well, that is all from us at Hand Stamped Hosts. So we'll go ahead and say goodbye. We'll be back next week with episode 4 of season 3 of Westworld, talking about the crazy, mind-melting sci-fi that we get on our TV. So we'll see you guys then, and let's wish you goodbye. Hand Stamped Hosts, baby. We'll see you soon.
Be safe.
Be safe. Wash your hands.
Don't talk to strangers, especially now.
6 feet. 6 feet. Direction.
People
Stay
better
away from
better
people,
not be able to
especially at
smell you.
Walmart.
That's a death sentence
Especially
right
at
now.
Walmart.
Literal killer BO.
Wash your hands. Wear gloves.
BO can really be deadly nowadays. All right, see you guys later.
All right. That.